Well, it's a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm here on the seashore, out on the eastern end of Long Island. I could just literally swim to Sussex, I think, if I really had up to it. But I have to say, I was around for the 200th anniversary of our country in New York City, and 50 years goes very quickly. And here we are, and it's 250th years since the founding of our country and the Declaration of Independence, which starts with "We the People," and it's quite a remarkable experiment. And as the great Ben Franklin said, "It's a republic if you can keep it." And it's been hard. It's been hard to be keeping it the last few years. I'm sure you can understand. But we keep our heads down, and we believe in this country. We believe what it's about, and we're fighting on, and we believe in it, and we believe we have great allies, especially the United Kingdom.
And July the 4th, for those who are not American, might not realise how significant it is. Even every year, it's a big anniversary, isn't it? It's a big day. Would you put it on a par with, I don't know, New Year's Day, Christmas Day? I mean, it's kind of one of the big days of the year.
Well, Clive, to be honest, if we didn't have Independence Day and July 4th, the founding of our country, we wouldn't be celebrating Christmas Day or any other day here in this country. We would be crazy. And we've survived a couple of years of this individual president, Trump, and we have to keep our heads up and be strong and accept many of the things that we can do, and we would have an end of the war, and we want to make sure that we survive and get through this period. And I think the American people realize that it's time to pull together and to become the nation that our founding fathers, the likes of Jefferson and Hamilton and George Washington, saw for us in the future.
So I don't know whether you remember much about the 200th, but what's going on? How does it compare with the 250th then? What sort of events are they, and to what extent have they been Trumpified?
Well, I'll tell you, this Trump has tried, and I don't think he's going to be very successful. There's huge thunderstorms coming, and the parade has been canceled. It's been terribly hot here, so a lot of the things have been shut down. Now, Trump thinks he's going to get up there and speak, and if anybody doesn't like it, then they can faint, and he'll survive them. But the fact is that the 200th anniversary of this country was very moving, and we had a president who was not elected. You like American history. Gerald Ford was never elected to the presidency. He took the presidency when Richard Nixon resigned for his own misdeeds. And Jerry Ford was quite an exceptional man, and we liked him as president, and we cared for the fact that he really was an American through and through, and it was not about ego. It was not about taking over and putting your name on every building and every artifice and anything that was here in Washington. He wants it to become his legacy, the Donald Trump legacy, because he doesn't have a legacy. He feels that way. His insecurity is changing laws and bringing in some of his Republicans, not all, who are going along with this because they're afraid of recrimination. And he says he will be their recrimination, and people are taking that to heart.
Well, people will certainly remember his name, and he certainly had an impact. Do you think, though, that and of course millions of Americans voted him in. Is that waning at all, do you think, because of the way things are going at the moment? Does he still have his core support? And what about the broader population?
Well, the core support is starting to fall apart. And I think one of his biggest mistakes in his arrogance is after going into Venezuela and having an easy time with it, he thought he could go into Iran and just take over and get the Iranians to genuflect to him and give him the Strait of Hormuz, and then he could take over the whole Gulf area. And it's costing the Americans a fortune. The cost of fertilizer, the cost of fuel the cost of groceries because of this war and the issues that it has, and his folly with this raising the tariffs has really cost a lot. He looks like Marie Antoinette, basically, let them eat cake. And he has these vanity projects, which is he's building an arch, which I don't think he will. I mean, I don't even recognize the East Wing. I used to go take the holidays and Christmas time and have special times in the East Wing of the White House. I have a picture of myself in front of John F. Kennedy and with my friends and wives and my colleagues. He destroyed it. There's no East Wing left. It's like going into Buckingham Palace and just taking part of the palace away. And it's irreparable. And it's not going to do him well. And he bellyaches and he complains and he sobs and he threatens. And the people are getting quite fed up with him. But I mean, what it's really doing, it's costing them at the gas pump, and it's costing them at the grocery store, and I think it's coming back to haunt him. Now, the White House reflecting pool, the reflecting pool, the golf course, he wants to chop all the cherry trees down at the Jefferson Memorial to build a golf course. He can't stop. I know. Please don't laugh. No, have a cocktail with me. We can laugh. But it's so painful, Clive, to watch what he's doing to our country. When I was a child, I came up with my granny on the train from New York City, and she took me down. And the first time I saw Washington, I stayed with my aunt, her daughter, and we walked down to the reflecting pool because it was where the Jefferson Memorial was, and it was so extraordinary. I saw this long pool, and I said to my aunt, Ginny, what is this reflecting pool? She says, well, it's a reflecting pool. And I saw the Washington Monument, and this shows how linear I was as a kid, still am. And I thought, a reflecting pool. In other words, you don't have to strain your neck to look up at the Washington Monument. You can look in the pool and you can see its reflection. I mean, that's what I thought it was. But it was a wonderful place. I mean, Martin Luther King had I had a dream speech there. There were the marches for civil rights there. It's a monumental place. Now Trump has taken it, and he's gotten one of his friends, one of his mob boys, to put resurfacing in it, and he's blaming everyone in the world for destroying it. And they didn't, he did, and he's not been held accountable, and that's what's going to happen. He is running the beautiful system designed by William Chester French, by Lafayette. L'Enfant, excuse me, I'm being corrected. By L'Enfant, he's ruining that whole, the layout, which was supposed to be Paris and Versailles, and he's ruining it to put it in his own image. And I'll tell you the truth, the guy doesn't have any taste, and it's showing. That's on that one level. But on the other level, the most important level, he's destroying our economy. He's threatening our allies. As you know, there's issues with NATO, and it's really falling to pieces. And we're losing prestige. And I never felt that I could talk to my friends and travel abroad and feel like I was coming over as an American and I would be respected and treated nicely. But now I fear that, and it's a shame. I shouldn't have to feel that way. But I have to tell you, on the positive side, there are many people who feel like me. There are many Americans. There are many allies who care about this country and what it's all about and what the founders did 250 years ago to make America great, not arrogantly great again, but continue to be on par with other great democracies and other great countries like Great Britain and France and Italy and Germany and et cetera. And we want the self-respect from the world, from our allies, and from our friends that we will do that. In the meantime, we're enjoying one heck of a World Cup, and that keeps us distracted a little bit. So that's kind of fun.
Thank you very much, JCB.
Always.